focus on the second paragraph of this lesson that actually, if you take it seriously, it can help you learn a lot of good vocabulary and also actually get familiar with a formal style of English, as it is highly required and recommended to IELTS candidates. And also the message or the theme is so challenging, and we can have a discussion over that. So the second paragraph, let's focus on, it starts with it is a fallacy to suppose that. So let me just read the sentence and then we will just analyze sentences one by one. It is a fallacy to suppose that all men are equal and that the society will be leveled out if you provide everybody with the same educational opportunities. So, what is a fallacy?
Wrong reasoning, I guess.
Yes, yeah. Wrong reasoning. And do you know the adjective form of fallacy? Anybody? That's a good word for you to learn, which is fallacious.
I think terrible.
No, the adjective form. We are practicing parts of a speech. So fallacious means something that is contradictory, something that is intended to just deceive you. So to suppose that all men are equal and that the society will be leveled out, it means equal in every aspect if you provide everybody with the same educational opportunities. So it's not right to say that actually, okay, if you provide every educational opportunities for everybody, the society will be completely equal. So it is fallacious. It is debatable whether we can ever provide everyone with the same educational opportunities. So it is not feasible or possible. It is debatable. There is so much dispute, D-I-S-P-U-T-E, in that. But that is another question. Okay. By the way, if you have any question about grammar, vocabulary, lexical questions, just ask me. The fact is that nature dispenses... Yes, please.
About the fallacious, can you just say the spell? Because I searched, but I couldn't find the right spell.
Yeah, I just wrote it down. Fallacious.
Okay.
Yeah, and also if on LELB Society, if you just use that search box and write or type fallacious, you will see actually a post on that, I remember. Because I create the illustrated flashcards, so I have a photographic memory of all of the words that are still there, and also the database is increasing every day. And so you can right now do that and
Can I
see
ask
it. Yes, anytime.
What's the provide?
Provide means to supply, to give something to somebody, to bring all the facilities for a person or a group of people, to give them.
Okay.
Okay. So the fact is that nature dispenses. Who knows the meaning of dispense?
Against the fact.
In this context, it means distribute or send out. If the fact is that nature distributes or dispenses brains and ability with a total disregard for the principle of equality. So it means that actually nature can make can give a high level of IQ to one person and a notoriously low level of IQ to another person. So it's not fair. And the old rules of the jungle, which is the survival of the fittest and might is right. So what's the meaning of survival of the fittest? I want you to reinterpret it.
I guess it means that the guy who fits in every situation would survive that situation.
Yes. Yeah, it is technically something that happens or occurs in jungles. That's why we have an idiom. It is the lion's share. Have you ever heard of that? The lion's share? Let me write it down.
It means life is for stronger.
Yes, very good. Yeah, those who are strong enough actually can dominate a particular place and also the other people. So the other creatures or animals. So okay, Jit has joined us. Welcome, and please open the page. We are focusing on the second paragraph. So yeah, the lion's share means that the most important part of something that is only available for those who are strong enough. And yeah, that is a good, let's say, manifestation of the survival of the fittest in society. Survival of the fittest, and also might is right. Might, what does might in this phrase or proverb or idiom? It's not idiom, it's a proverb. What does might here mean?
It was my question too.
So they rhyme with each other. It means that they have a good melody. Might is right. So we say they rhyme. Let me write it down. So do we have anybody here who knows the meaning of might?
Does it mean maybe? I think occasionally it means maybe, it's possible, but I'm not sure if it fits here or not.
No, it doesn't. It means power. And also powerful means mighty. So let me write mighty. Mighty means powerful. Okay. So okay, let me see. Also we have I'm using my notes here because, like you, believe it or not, I too study the assigned materials before the class, because actually it's not easy. It's not a piece of cake. I don't want to just challenge you with something which is so easy and quite a waste of time. No. So you need to study that before the class if you want to get the most out of the class. So also we have natural selection. What does that mean? Natural selection. Let me write it down.
The selection is according to the natural law.
Yes, you just somehow paraphrase it, but you need to provide more information or detail. And it is related to might is right and the survival of the fittest.
It's like the Charles Darwin said, anyone who has an advantages over the other, and as I said before, can fit in the situation, would pass the hard things that would happen to others, but he can pass it.
Yes. Again, actually, it is another way to say the survival of the fittest, and so nature selects those who are, or let's say, that are strong enough, that are better than others. Of course, we are not here to just approve or disapprove of it. We just want to learn some phrases, and natural selection is something, is just one of them. Okay, so let me take something here. Okay, I need to write something down. Also, Rupali, in our IELTS forum, and also our essay writing for IELTS text channel. So remember, our server has several text and voice channels. So if you just go to essay writing text channel, you will see that Rupali has written an essay, and you can also study that and let her know about your feedback, or give her some feedback. And this is also good for you, so use that text channel to your own advantage. And also, if you have any question about IELTS, or IELTS related question, or anything, or English, you can use those text channels, and including IELTS forum, essay writing, vocab for IELTS, English conversation, English partners, TOEFL forum. It's not for you if you're an IELTS candidate. English grammar, if you have any English grammar question, you can just use that text channel. English teachers in the long term, maybe actually some teachers would join us and they need to have a kind of privacy. Only English teachers can access that text channel. Farsi forum and TESOL forum, standing for Teaching English as a Second Language. So for the moment, I want you to use that essay writing text channel to respond to Rupali's essay. And I personally find the question weird, but this is the question, or let's say essay question, that she has provided us with. And you can just, after the class or before the class, we are not discussing these in the class because the whole activity is asynchronous. Yes, Wolf of Night?
Okay, I read that on the morning, and I had a question about it from you, but I got that I should ask that on text channel.
Yes, it's better to ask. And if you ask something and you don't get your answer, then actually I will explain it to you, because your question could be many other people's questions, and if you just write it, the others could get the chance to just study that.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. Mm-hmm. I will try to do this.
Okay. It's a kind of forum, and forums are used for this particular purpose. Okay, let's get back. Let me see if there is something else. And also, I want you to be active in that webinar on WhatsApp, if you like it. Of course, there is no push, there is no force. And so, as I said, the great advantage of those webinars we are running on WhatsApp, in that WhatsApp group, is that you don't need to be active at a particular time. For example, if you have a conference, or if you have university classes, or if you need to just be somewhere else at the time of the class, those webinars can definitely help you to practice speaking. And because we were talking about immersing yourself in English, and webinars can help you very much to immerse yourself. They are asynchronous. Do you remember the meaning of asynchronous?
Yeah, not at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And I'm writing some articles about that, and at least 2 articles on asynchronous education, and actually how they can help learners and students if combined with synchronous education or synchronous learning. And if combined together, they can help you to, as I say, maximize your learning. Okay, and increase your reflectivity as opposed to impulsiveness. And also, I want you to notice something about the thing that I just today I created, and that is a campaign. And it is on top of this page you are reading, you can see learn everything or anything together online campaign. And this is the fact that actually we are not here to just be consumers. You need to do something, you need to produce something so that others could consume as well. And so I personally do not believe in one-sided learning. So you need to learn and then let others learn in return. That's why I just created that campaign. And the load or the task that you should do is quite reasonable. I don't want you to spend actually even 2 hours per week. It could be done 1 hour per week. And then you will have access to full resources. And remember, our website is perhaps one of the best platforms to learn vocabulary in context. Remember, our flashcards are not in isolation. What I mean is that you learn vocabulary in context. And even our flashcards, you can see some other platforms, but the distinction between our platform and others is that you learn vocabulary in context, in the passage, with illustrations, and also the website is talking. So one of the best ways to learn vocabulary forever, almost forever. They are on demand and the database is increasing. Okay, so let's get back. It was necessary for me to inform you about that. So Byte is right. Are still with us, and the spread of education has destroyed the old class system and created a new one. Remember, if you have any question, you can ask me. Rewards are based on merit. Merit means qualification. For aristocracy, read meritocracy. So what is the difference between aristocracy and meritocracy, and do you know some other types of government or governmental policies or plans?
Yes, we have democracy.
Democracy, yes, very good.
Democracy.
Mm-hmm.
And another.
Also, we have
Meritocracy.
Meritocracy, yes.
Meritocracy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, what about other types of governmental planning or strategies?
For example, we have communism. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing the word
Yes,
right.
communism. Just focus on those ending in crossy.
Communicracy?
No, we don't have that.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, we don't have that. We have bureaucracy. It means based on red
I know
tape.
that.
Mm-hmm. And also autocracy, democracy, technocracy, and ethnocracy. And there are several, but actually there are many different types of government based on crossy, but I just mentioned some of them. Okay, and this is a very good way to expand your vocabulary. For example, when you just bump into some words and there are some counterparts to that word, you can expand your vocabulary by trying to search for some other related words, something that I just did to you. And in other respects, society remains unaltered, means not changed. The class system is rigidly means firmly maintained. So, such a great material, if you agree. So, let's continue to the next paragraph because we have at least another 5 minutes. So, genuinely means
Genuinely means originally, I guess.
Genuinely means in reality, means actually. Genuine means real, authentic, real. So genuine ability or bona fide also. I want you to know this word. Bona fide, it's a Latin word, but it exists in English. Bona fide. Yeah. Again, actually, on LELB Society, there is a post on Latin phrases. If you just type or use that search box, Latin phrases in English, you will see a lot of them. The most important of actually Latin phrases, and bona fide is one of them. For example, etc., etc., period is another one. EG, for example, is another one. IE is another one. Status quo, sine qua non. These actually Latin phrases are used particularly, and you are highly recommended to use them in your essay, IELTS essay, because it shows that okay, you know a lot of words, a lot of academic words. And yeah, okay, genuine ability, animal cunning or skillfulness, skill, the knack, which means skill actually of seizing opportunities. Another let's say Latin phrase, who knows what this one means? Carpe diem.
Means live in the moment.
Exactly.
If I'm right.
Yeah, very good. Yes, it means seizing the moment. I just actually read that part, seizing the opportunities. So if you seize the opportunity, it means that you practice carpe diem. And
okay,
yeah, I think it is also included in that on that post, in that post about Latin phrases in English. All bring material rewards. What is the first thing people do when they become rich? So they use their wealth to secure the best possible opportunities for their children, to give them a good start in life. So, do you believe that in any society the rich become richer and the poor become poorer?
Yes, money brings more money, and the more money should be prepared from the others, so others would be poorer.
Great. And what about this exception that if you just inherit money from your parents, and I mean you, I don't mean you, I mean generally. You here means generally. And you're so stupid that you cannot actually use that properly. And I've seen many cases like this. So what's your idea? So there is an exception to this principle, I believe. So
I think if we are talking about the real money, I mean, if the amount is really large, it doesn't really matter how stupid the kid would be. If they spend, they cannot spend all of that on one night or one day, so they will waste it. But still, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's not the matter of spending all the money overnight. It's just a matter of let's say losing it all of a sudden. So when it comes to materialism, yes.
Well, that guy chose to give all his wealth to his I don't know, children or son or daughter. So I think at the end, for that guy, for himself, it's not him or herself, it's not really important that what they do with that money. It's not for them anymore. So they hope they use it in a good way, but if they couldn't, so they are not merited, as we learned here.
Yes, they don't deserve it. Okay, so yeah, I've seen many people actually who used to be rich because actually they got it from another party, for example their parents. So they just inherited so much money, and since they couldn't manage it, actually they lost almost all of it and went bankrupt. and just went down in the hole, and it means to be in debt. So yeah, this is my experience. I've seen such cases. Good start. So for all the lip service we pay to the idea of equality, we do not consider this wrong in the Western world. There's an idiom here, or proverb: pay lip services, or pay lip service to somebody or something. I wonder if you know the meaning of this idiom.
Means that when a group of people or even one person pay a lot of they shows that they pay a lot of attention to something, but actually they are not. They are just talking about it. I guess.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, they just act as if they really care about that, but in reality they just what they act is just in word and not in work. And yeah.
Yes, exactly.
So we do not consider this wrong in the Western world. Private schools which offer unfair advantages over state schools are not banned, because one of the principles in a democracy is that people should be free to choose how they will educate their children. And in this way, the new meritocracy can perpetuate itself. So perpetuate is a good word to know. What does that mean?
It means to remain forever.
Yes. Continue.
Being immortal.
Yes. Okay. Continue surviving, and perpetual is the adjective form of that. Perpetual. And also there is a very similar verb in spelling, and that is perpetrate. Do you know the meaning of this verb, perpetrate?
No, I don't know.
It's a technical word, but frequently used in formal milieus or situations, and it means to commit. Perpetrate a crime, perpetrate something that is most of the time not always illegal, and it means to commit a crime, to do something, carry out. Okay, you know, perpetuate and perpetrate are very close in spelling. To a certain extent, an able child from a wealthy home can succeed far more rapidly. What's the function of far here in this sentence?
To emphasize on how fast it would be.
Excellent, yes. Far is an intensifier or an adverb. It doesn't mean actually the opposite of near, so it means very much. Okay, far more rapidly than his poorer counterpart. Let me see. Okay, so our time is up. We can stop here and resume that tomorrow. Okay, it's not fair to just actually focus on something new, so we have not covered it yet. So, and I think the material is really great. So let's continue from where we stopped today, and let me just bookmark or put a label, put a mark on that counterpart. From wealth. Wealth is not used.
Earth or political.
Yeah, and I want you to study that critically. Take notes. Forget about others. You know, we used to have several participants, but actually they just left because the class is difficult, and in a very moderate way, not too difficult. It's demanding because they just want to speak. You know, if you want to take the IELTS and actually take that just once, not several times, actually you need to know a lot of vocabulary. You need to have good grammar knowledge. You need to be able to speak on demand, and you need to be quick on the trigger. You need to actually be able to solve problems. It's not just the matter of language. And so in this class, I do my best, to provide you with all of these, what do we call it? All of these factors. Okay. So the class is not easy. That's why we may have just one person. And if you're just one person, I don't count the number of learners or students in my class. If there is just one person and that person is active, that person is serious, I will continue that. But if I find just actually 100% all of them are lazy, I cannot continue that. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's clear.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
I just wanted to say that the contest was really great. I hope we would have more such a contest like this.
Which
It's
one? Argue
really
for and against?
better than the previous one.
Contest means competition.
No, I was wrong. The
Content.
not contest, context. I
Context.
was trying to say context, but
Okay.
I made a mistake.
That's okay. Yeah. This
I'm
book is really
kind
great.
of agree, but it's not totally right.
Which one is not totally right?
I think everyone should be equal at the minimums. They should have everyone should have one opportunity in their life. So, but we cannot put everyone in same situations. We cannot put every persons in a same job, in the same education, in the same position in modern life.